Real. बात किए थे इसमें करने संदीप की बात है समाज बोले कि सबसे बड़ी बात बोले कि सिर्फ थोड़ा देर में हम जो है ना बताते हैं और प्रबंधन।
Sir, am I audible?
हेलो है
Sir, am I audible? Good morning, respected faculty members. Let me introduce our today's speaker. Dr. A. Vamshi Krishna Reddy has an impressive educational profile and a diverse range of interests and accomplishments. Here is a summary of his educational background, area of interest, and some of the awards and recognition he has received. He got his PhD from JNTU Hyderabad, and he did his master's in environmental management and technology. And his area of interest in geomatics application in civil engineering. And his awards are Most Outstanding Service Award and India's Most Dynamic Achievers Award and Best Teachers Award in 2019 and Best Inventor Award in 2019 and Best Researcher Award and Best Water Conservator Award. So these are the some of the awards of Dr. A. Vamshi Krishna Reddy garu. These accolades showcase Dr. Vamshi Krishna Reddy's contributions and achievements in various fields, including his research, teaching, and environmental conservation efforts. So today I'll hand over this session to Dr. A. Vamshi Krishna Reddy garu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for inviting me for this particular FDP program. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Is it visible, sir? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir. You can go with the presenter mode, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It's a very good morning, all of you. Already, sir was introduced me. I am presently working with JNTU University Hyderabad. So today I am going to give you some brief information related to geospatial technology, how we are going to be used in civil engineering and allied subjects. So first of all, we need to know is what is the definition of geospatial technology. So the geospatial technology is nothing but the science and technology dealing with different characters and the structures of spatial information. So in this, majorly we are going to be acquire the information related to the Earth and the Earth surface features. So majorly we are collecting the data related to the Earth surface features, and then after we are doing several modeling process, and we are generating certain type of reports. Based on that, we are taking decisions to implement certain type of projects. So in this majorly the geomatics is connecting with several data methods, as one is the capture, and the second one is organization, and the third one is classification, and assessment, analysis, management, capture, display, and dissemination. So these are the 9 broad things are present in the geomatics. Whatever the works we are dealing or we are doing with the geomatics or maybe geospatial technology. So these are the 9 things majorly present. Based on these aspects, we are extracting certain type of the information related to the Earth surface. In most of the cases, we are calling it as a geospatial technology. Certain times we are calling it as geomatics. In few cases, we are calling it as remote sensing, GIS, and GPS. Yes, in the earlier days, the geospatial technology we used to call in separate terminology as that is remote sensing, GIS, and GPS. So as later on, we called it as geomatics. Then now, as in the present days, we are calling them as geospatial technology. So as the geo is nothing but the earth and the spatial technology. And by using of the spatial technology, we are acquiring certain information related to the earth through space. So that is what is now as the scientists are given a modern name as geospatial technology by the combination of these 3 terminologies like remote sensing, GIS, and GPS. So the geospatial technology or the geomatics is not a unique subject. It is the combination of other subjects like conventional mapping, is the photogrammetry, digital photogrammetry, GPS, GIS, remote sensing, like even DBMS, database management system. So as the combination of all these things is the geospatial technology is present. So here I'm trying to show you a schematic diagram as how the GIS is interlinking with the other subject like GIS, conventional mapping, photogrammetry, GPS, etc. So as in few cases we are using certain type of the technologies. In few cases we are using all type of the technologies or information to generate a report. So as the first, we need to know something about the GIS. The GIS is nothing but the geographical information system. I know all you are aware about this technology, but still I am trying to recap related to the certain terminologies related to the geospatial technology. So the first one is GIS. Geographical is information system. Is the earth related information we are graphically is acquiring as information is related to the is a various as object is in the form of image or maybe map or maybe as in the color mode or labels. So like that is we are extracting all those information and we are showing in the form of map as especially in the GIS. So the GIS is majorly consists of 5 things. As one is the hardware, the second thing is software, and the people, data, and as approaches. So as initially as we need a particular hardware and a software. So and at the same time, the expertise people also required as when we are as using as a GIS technology. So as based on these 5 aspects, as we are working with the various spatial data sets and generating the reports. So as through GIS, is we are having certain applications in the as environment. As one more thing I need to inform you as in the most of the cases is most of the people are thinking the civil engineering is only related to the construction transportation or structural. So whenever we are going to do any developmental activities on the earth or any area, is we need to concern about the various environmental factors. So that's what is today in my session I'm going to be concentrate is a little bit more on the environmental features. So as the GIS is we are using in the different ways as different applications related to the environment or is a civil engineering. So regional and urban planning is a land use land cover or maybe wildlife is environmental impact assessment or monitoring. So is like this, we are having several as applications with the GIS. So as I mean, in the earlier slide, we have discussed one of the application with the GIS is language land cover. Yes, within the language land cover, as we have certain as more number of as applications like land suitability. So whenever we are going to be as a construct as any dam or any structure or any building, so as initially we need to as identify whether that area is going to be suitable to establish or to construct that particular as a structure in that locality or not. As that thing also we may do by using of is geomatics. And the next thing is land use area analysis. So for example, you take as a rural area and urban area or agricultural land or commercial land or maybe industrial area. So these things is using of is remote sensing GIS technologies. So and next is a land availability. And so whenever we are going to be do any developmental activities or even you take the says or maybe is even as in the in Andhra Pradesh we are now the burning issue is land availability or maybe to construct the as a capital city in certain locations. As I'm not going in a political way. So as an environmentalist, as a civil engineer, is where the land availability is there in that particular area, and what are the consequences, is what are the criteria we need to take into the consideration to develop an area towards as a commercial, so that all the things we may do by using of as a geomatics. And the next thing is health services. So whenever we are going to be establish any health related as organizations, like to establish any is primary healthcare centers or maybe Anganwadi or maybe any is hospitals, is at the time we need to consider as the surrounding factors is related to is the population considerations or maybe land area considerations, and as well as the hospital disposals, that all the things for all those purposes is again we are using the geomatics. And next thing is emergency services, is mostly now the monsoon season, is in this season mostly we are facing the floods. So as the whichever the area is prone to floods, and how we are going to be controlled, how we are going to be overcome is from the flooded areas or maybe floods. So evacuation routes or maybe shortest routes, so that all the things we may is do by using of geomatics. And as well as apart from civil engineering, is in other ways also we may use the geomatics in the crime control or maybe crime pattern, is like that. And the next thing is a sanitation, is day to day is a solid waste generation is increasing. So these things we need to transport from the residential to is out of the residential area, is how we are going to be as a transport and without disturbing of the as a local phenomena, that all where we are going to be disposed. So in that condition also we are using the as a geomatics technology. And the next thing is a transportation, is day to day the population is increasing and the transportation facilities also need to be increased. So at that time is we need to concentrate on various transportational facilities, as in this is how to connect the different residential zones or maybe cities, towns, and which is the shortest way, and which is the traffic free area, the traffic free route, is that all the things also is we need to analyze, and we need to generate the different type of the maps by using of geomatics. Is even now also we are getting the same type of the information from the as a Google Earth. Whenever we are moving through Google Earth, whenever we are unknown areas, whenever we are moving from our place to some another area through Google Earth tracking. So then is it may stored in it, and later on is next day or maybe some another day is it shows, okay, as in the last week you traveled in this route, okay, this route is somewhat busy, as you may take some diversions like that. So that all things also we may do is by using of is a geomatics technology. So is the GIS is majorly stands on as four major things. Is one is the data input or capture, and the second thing is data storage retrieval, and the third thing is data manipulation and analysis. The fourth one is reporting and output. So is the based on these four is finally is we are generating certain type of the reports on this is we are taking the decisions. So as in the data input is what type of things we are using as in GIS. So one is the keyboard or maybe manual or maybe scanning. So in the different modes is we are sending certain type of information into the GIS. So then after is the acquired data, we need to arrange in a sequence. So then as we are doing one functionality is that is database management system. Is then after we are moving into the is another step that is data manipulation and analysis. So here is we are converting the data into the is our required mode, even is the scan maps or maybe attribute data or maybe tables or maybe any alphanumerical data. That all things we are converting into the is our required is a form. Then is we are analyzing and we are overlaying certain type of the data sets. As the finally is the reporting or is outputs of systems. There is we are generating certain type of is a graphs or maybe maps. Is in the GIS is the final output is maps or maybe graphs. Is in these two modes only is we are showing a certain information related to is earth or maybe a certain selected area. So is through GIS is we may do is four things is related to the is earth. Is the first thing is a monitoring is related to the earth or a certain area is we may monitor is the surrounding factors, etc., and then after is we may model is based on a certain criteria, and then we may map and then we may measure. So like this way is we do is four things by using of GIS. And as the GIS is not a one subject, it is a contribution of several subjects. So it is connected to the mathematics, it is connected to the surveying, it is connected to the photogrammetry, as the digital photogrammetry, remote sensing, geography, is like statistics. So as several, depends on the is our requirement, depends on the is the output data is we are is connecting different type of data sets into the is a GIS. So as in the GIS we are having a certain different type of softwares as we are discussed in the earlier slides. As nowadays majorly we are depending on the ArcGIS. As in the earlier days is we are having certain different type of the softwares like ArcInfo, ArcView, is AutoCAD, and like Intergraph. It's a different type of softwares over there, but is now is by combining of all these is we are simply we are using ArcGIS software. Yes, in the ArcGIS we are is developing a different type of the is maps or maybe data sets. So is in the GIS is initially we need to capture the data. So we may capture the data is in the form of as digital maps or maybe paper maps or maybe by as a scanning, as a traditional surveying techniques or maybe chain surveys, all those things over there in the olden days. But now we are doing with the as total stations, GPS, DGPS, different surveying methods. As modern techniques or maybe as a traditional techniques. As in those techniques, whatever the data we are generated, that all things we may is a capture, is even remote sensing, like is different ways we may capture the as a data. As then after is in the geospatial technology is majorly is two types of the data sets is we are observing. Is one is the raster data and the second thing is vector data. As raster data is nothing but totally related to the is the remote sensing data. As in the remote sensing, majorly we are getting the earth related information in the form of is images. So these images we are calling as satellite images. So these satellite images we are is differentiating in a different layers through is the geographic information system. So is in the a satellite image. Okay, that type of information we are calling as raster data. Is then after is this raster data contain different objects, different features we are showing in the different layers. So these layers in the form of point, line, polygon. So these things generally we are calling as a vector. So in these two forms we are is showing that entire data. Just you see here is the bottom one is real world, is then after is the whatever the data over there that bottom two, second and third one is related to the raster data. Is mostly these are we are acquiring through is remote sensing, and then after is the top three layers. Is these top three layers are is related to the vector data. So as the top one is related to the is a built up land or maybe residential area, and the second one is related to the is different is line features like transportational or maybe is a streams, etc. So the third one is a parcel map. Parcel is nothing but related to the particular survey numbers. Is parcel map is nothing but the is a survey numbers. So like this is we may generate is by using of geospatial technology. Just to see here is very clearly I am showing you is what is meant by raster and what is meant by vector. So the left side one is it is a raster data. So this one is we acquired through is satellite. Calling as is each and every person may not know about is geomatics or maybe may not aware about this particular as a satellite images. So especially the geomatics people, the geospatial technology is a people is may convert them into the is into the particular maps. Is the maps may is clearly understand by the is the stakeholders and people. So that's what is the entire raster data we are converting into the vector form. So nothing but is a map. By this is the end users may understand very clearly is what are the features over there in that particular is a locality. So is for this is in the earlier map, whatever the raster data we are converting into the is vector. So for these vectors is we may add certain type of is alphanumerical values. Nothing but is attribute data sets. So as for example, you can take the population or maybe as a water of the road, water of the water body, as a water of the land, whether it is residential land, residential zone or maybe commercial zone or maybe plant or maybe forest or maybe as any other as a cultivable land. So as that entire data we may add it to that particular as a maps. For example, you see here as it is a one polygon. So this polygon is related to the ground or related to any is open land or related to do any particular is park is like that. Is this polygon belongs to is a whatever of the feature is that also we may add in the form of is attribute data sets. So as in the GIS, the Earth surface features we are showing with three forms. Is one is the point data, and the second one is line, and the third one is polygon. So like you can take as a current poles or maybe as temples, churches, mosques, or maybe trees. So certain type of the features is we are showing with the as a point features. And the line, just you take the railways or maybe roads or maybe metro or maybe streams, rivers. So certain type of the features we are showing with the line. And the next one is polygon. For example, you can take is any water body, as a pond, lake, or dam, or forest land, or maybe agricultural land. So certain type of things we are showing with the is a polygon. So as in the GIS, as in the geographical information system, the earth related objects we are showing with three forms only. As one is the point, and the second one is line, and the third one is polygon. So as in these three forms only we are is showing all type of the is earth features, and these things we are connected to the attribute data. So by that is we may understand is what type of the features over there is in it. So as in the GIS, we may do certain other functionalities, as that is nothing but as a buffer zone. So in this, what we are going to be understand. So the influence is, for example, if you are going to be establish a particular type of educational institution, or maybe railway station or bus stand, as a different thing, any developmental activity we are going to be take up in any area. So its influence is how far it may be present, is how many people are going to be benefited. So that all the things also we may is analyzed by using of GIS. So just you see here is the first one is point. Is for example, you can take as a bus stand, or maybe as you can take any temple. So is how many number of people are going to visit that people are easily access that
Sir, am I audible?
yeah, now okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Is it okay, sir?
Sir, slideshow is not visible, sir.
Just a minute, sir. What is happening? Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, sir. Okay.
Oh. So, point feature buffer, line feature buffer, or even polygon buffer. So, like this is we may generate is by using of we may is analyze that particular influence of that particular structure. Is like you see here is different other features, or maybe related to the water body, is how is the flood zones, or maybe is the full tank levels, is or maybe in the heavy rains, is how far is the flood water is going to be is may present. So is that all those things also we may is identify, and this one is related to the various transportational facilities, is influence, and that all those things. And by GIS we are having certain is advantages, we may generate the small scale or large scale maps, or we may is update anytime. So as we are having is multiple benefits by using of GIS. So just I am reconnecting all the information before explaining of the practical, where we are using the remote sensing in the civil engineering or allied sectors. So the next one is remote sensing. Is till now we are discussed about GIS and how it is going to be work, and now the remote sensing is the remote sensing is nothing but art, science, and technology. Is in this remote sensing is we are gathering the information related to all the Earth surface features without physical contact. Without physical contact, we are capturing the object related information. So in this majorly is three segments over there. One is the space segment, and the second one is the sensor, and the third one is ground segment. In the space segment, generally we may launch the satellite into the particular orbit in space, and the next one is sensor. The sensor is the very important part in the satellite. Through sensor only we may acquire the Earth related information, and that observed information we may transmit into the ground station. From there we are doing several a process. So like this the remote sensing may contain three segments. One is the space segment, and the second one is the sensor, and the third one is ground segment. So these are the three segments are generally present. So the remote sensing is majorly working on the reflected energy. The sun emits the radiation. So when it hits the any Earth surface object, at that time the energy may splits into three forms. One is the absorption, and the second one is the transmission, and the third one is reflection. The absorption and the transmitted energy may not be useful for the remote sensing. The reflected energy by the Earth surface features, which is coming back into the space, that energy we are utilizing for the remote sensing. So in the satellite, whichever the sensor over there, the sensor may absorbs this reflected energy, and the absorbed reflected energy, it may transforms into the ground station. So here we may process that data, and then we may generate into the different satellite images. Later on we are going to work out different applications, different information through these satellite images. So just you see here the sun emitted radiation and the reflected energy. The reflected energy may absorbed by the three ways. One is the ground-borne or airborne or space-borne. All the satellites may comes under the space-borne. Apart from the space-borne, we may generate certain type of the images through airborne and ground-borne. So for example, you can take different planes, helicopters, or maybe parachutes, balloons, or even now as the drones also we are using. So that all the things may comes under the airborne. So through satellites, through the satellite sensors, which are the images we are generating, that all the things may comes under the space-borne. So in these three modes, ground-based or maybe air-based or maybe space-based. So which are the images over there, that all the images we may send into the data processing center. There we are going to do several functionalities. Majorly we are doing a visual interpretation and digital interpretation. Visually through our naked eye we are observing certain type of the features in that particular image or map. And the next one is digital. So that few maps or maybe satellite images we are seeing in the form of digital mode. So nothing but the data or nothing but the Earth surface feature contained information we are fixing into several grid of rows or columns. So whenever we are going into a zoom of any digital picture, okay, that may splits into a pixel. So each and every pixel consists certain information related to the object. So based on that pixel contain a color combination or maybe their brightness. So based on that we are classifying different type of the features. So finally we may give the output, nothing but the reports. So like this way the entire remote sensing technology we are using. So here again I am showing the space-borne, airborne, ground-borne. and is in the groundborne majorly is different forms of tables, graphs we are generating. In the airborne majorly is visual interpretation, nothing but through our naked eye is what are the things we are going to be is observe those things we are doing. And in the spaceborne majorly we are doing the image processing, is a digital image processing. So in that is we are using certain type of as softwares. Through those softwares we may generate the report. So as in the remote sensing is just now we are discussed. So the sunlight we are using. So in the sunlight is what type of light we are using for the remote sensing. Is majorly in the sunlight is a different type of wavelength of light over there. Is in it majorly is the visible light is a 0.4 to 0.7 micrometers of wavelength of light we are daytime light we are using for the normal remote sensing. Is another type of remote sensing also over there, that is microwave remote sensing, that is different. So is in general remote sensing technology we are using is a visible light is which is between 400 to 700 nanometer. So that visible light only we are using for the remote sensing. So as after as acquiring of as satellite images from the satellites, so then after we are doing certain type of is correcting methods like geometric corrections, radiometric corrections, atmospheric corrections. Is a different type of correction methods we are doing. Is the whatever the satellite image is there, that in all the conditions it may not be not in the in proper position. So as we are adjusting its position and their wavelength or maybe their as brightness, color combinations. So a few things we are going to be adjust is according to the is our studies. So that all the is correcting methods we are applied, and then after we are is adjusted into the is a proper mode. Yes, then we are doing a certain type of is analysis. Yes, in the satellite images. It's in the earlier days. They should go back as 3 to 4 decades back. Yes, in those days, majorly is the panchromatic data. Nothing but the black and white as a satellite images are is available. As later on by the technology improvisation, as now is the very clean is colored satellite images are available. So yes, in few cases is depends on the availability of the data. Is we are merging is black and white and the color images to extract certain type of the is images. Just you see here is here the black and white picture. Okay, the panchromatic data is very clear. All the features are is appear in very clear mode, but they are is available only in the black and white color. But in the top slide is here is all the features are appearing in the color mode, but is clearly they are not visible. We may not discriminate all the features very clearly. So in this condition is the colored image and the black and white image. These two things we are going to be merged. So the merged data, the right side one is the list tree and the pan. The pan is one sensor and the list tree is one sensor. These two sensor data sets we may merge, and we may is use the data for the is a clear analysis purpose. So like this way also we are using the remote sensing as a technology. So as initially, whatever the satellite image over there is the satellite image, generally we are calling as a RRR satellite image. So then after is we may collect certain signatures, and those signatures in the sense is the color combinations or maybe is their reflection ratios we are going to be is evaluate, and then after is we are classifying them into the different layers or different modes. So by that we may generate different type of the is features. So as in the remote sensing is whatever the images we are is capturing related to the earth is that images, in a single image the entire earth picture we may not collect. So is at that time different images we may collect from the satellites related to the earth. So these things we may merge. So by that also we may is take huge data, we may combine the as data sets also. So as you see here is the top one is the natural combination is our naked eye is may observe different features is like this. Is the trees we may observe in the green color. So like that. So it is this one we are calling as TCC, true color composite, and the bottom one is a false color composite. Is in the remote sensing, is the reflected light only we are going to be is observed. So that's what here you see is all the is green color features are appears is in the red color mode. So is in general is in a common man may understand the red color is nothing but the danger. So, but in the geomatics point of view, is the red color portions are related to the is a greenery. So, is whenever we are is capturing the is a satellite image through satellites, is it may appears like this. Is the raw satellite data we are calling as is a false color composite. Then after whenever we are processing processing is whenever we are generating any report, is at that time we are converting them into the true color mode. So by that only the stakeholder, the end user may understand very clearly is what we are showing to them, and clearly they may understand about the is features. So it is as the spaceborne image, nothing but the is a satellite image. So here I am trying to show you different satellite sensor images related to the various parts of globe. Is the top left one is the Paris, the right one is top right one is Abu Dhabi, and the bottom left is Houston, and the bottom right is Bangkok. So is these are the different satellite images. So based on our requirement, based on the number of features we need to extract from the satellite images, we are using a different type of is satellite images. Just you see here, I am trying to show you two different satellite sensor data sets and their merged data. Is the top left one is panchromatic data, and the right one is LIS3 colored image. These two, when we are combined, we may get the clear colored is image. So in this is a comparatively is the top two, is the bottom one is which of the merged data over there is a merged satellite data. It gives more number of features to identify, and these are the different Indian satellite images. Just you see here is Iconos is nowadays in most of the cases whenever we need a very clear assumption or very clear is extraction of the features about the Earth, is now we are depending on the Iconos or Figbird. So these are high resolution satellite data. Is here I am trying to show you Iconos data. As in the Iconos, two sensors over there. One is panchromatic, another one is multispectral. As the panchromatic, it may gives you black and white pictures like this. Is just you see here is even the shadow also we are observing of the particular tower, and even the trees shadow also we are observing. So like this way is we are capturing information related to the Earth objects. And just you see here is it is also Iconos image, but it is multispectral. Here we are seeing is a different color combinations. So is comparatively is the Iconos panchromatic, is the Iconos multispectral will give you more clear information about the Earth surface objects. So as from the remote sensing, we are having is multiple advantages. Is real-time is information, and it is cheaper and faster. So we may generate different information into the different scales. Nowadays, we are, most of the cases, the people are asking about the is maps into the different scale. Is 1:50,000, 1:5,000, 1:1,000. So as different type of the scales also, scale maps or maybe images also we may generate by using of remote sensing. So these are the different satellite images. It is related to the weather. So in the satellites, different type of satellites over there is a few satellites. So we are using for the weather studies. Few satellites we are using for the is Earth observatory satellites. Few we are using for the ocean studies. So as here I am trying to show you is one satellite image related to the is weather. Nothing but during cyclone is how the Earth surface may appear through the satellite sensor. and it is another type of image related to Newark area. And for the same area, different sensor data sets, how they are going to reveal the information. So the left one is Landsat thematic mapper. The right one is the black and white is Landsat multispectral scanner. So these two images are related to the same area, but as it consisting information is different. So as it depends on our requirement, we are using different type of the images. Here also is the left one, right one. See, is these are the two different sensor data sets. Is like this way also. I mean, two time series of data sets also we may acquire and we may analyze. So by that we are generating the different reports. See, all these like this is different areas. And the next one is global positioning system. Is as we discussed as the starting of our session, is the geospatial technology or geomatics is not a one single subject. It is consists of three things. Is one is the GIS, geographical information system, and the second one is remote sensing, and the third one is global positioning system. So till now we are completed GIS and remote sensing. Now is we are going to be discuss about global positioning system, GPS. So through GPS, we are, I mean, mainly the GPS satellites are different from the normal remote sensing satellites. So as in the GPS, majorly the GPS satellites we are using for the navigational purposes, or to know the accurate position on the Earth. So for these purposes, majorly we are using, and even to generate different counter maps or elevation levels, for those purposes also we are using GPS and DGPS, differential global positioning system. So as by this GPS and DGPS, we may get very accurate as sub-meter level of accurate information, or the positional information on the Earth, or even the elevational levels also. So as in this also GPS different segments over there is a ground segment, user segment, and space segment. Is the space segment is nothing but all the GPS satellites may be present in the space, and a user segment is the user segment. There he is having one hand instrument. It is connected to the space segment, and another one is ground segment. Through ground segment, we may adjust or we may correct certain things related to the space segment. Nothing but the satellites or their momentum or maybe any errors, all those things we may correct by using of ground control as segments. So is total nearly is the 24 GPS satellites over there in the space. Is these 24 satellites are placed in 6 orbitals, so orbits. So in each orbital is 4 satellites are moving at a time. So in northeast, southwest is in the 4 directions. In 6 orbitals is every time the satellites are moving. As by that is we are getting different positional information. So here I am trying to show you is a normal handled GPS, and the bottom one is a differential global positioning system. Is a DGPS. So the normal GPS may give you a meter level of accuracy, and DGPS may give you sub-meter level of accuracy. Even we may call as a centimeter level of accuracy also. So as the type of importance is there with the DGPS. Is nowadays for the normal ignorance surveys we are using the GPS, global positioning systems, but for the clear accurate information purpose we are depending on differential global positioning system. So as here is we are getting very accurate positional information or elevational information through DGPS. So just you see here, it is practically collected the data through DGPS. It is related to the Handirniva Surya Sravanti project, SNSS canal, which is located in Anandapur. So through DGPS, we may generate different as elevational as information, nothing but the contour levels. So these contour levels are useful for the establishment of different irrigational projects. So how far we are going to be supply the water irrigation water to different locations, different irrigated fields. So it was done 10 years back. So through that contour map we may generate a digital elevation model. So by this we may clearly visualize how that area was there, how the momentum, water momentum will be there, that all the things we may understand very clearly by using of digital elevation model. So this digital elevation model we may generate by using of these contours. So these contours we may generate by using of a GPS or DGPS. So like this way we are using geospatial technology for the irrigational projects to establish a hydropower plant, or maybe irrigation projects to supply the water, or maybe drinking water purposes. So like this way we may visualize by using of geospatial technology. And here I am trying to show you some different live projects is how we are going to be utilize geospatial technology for different environmental or maybe civil engineering purposes. So here I'm trying to show you is water quality. So whenever we are going to be do any developmental activities, is at the time is we need to understand is underground water table and surface water table, or maybe water quality index. So that all the things we need to consider. So in this condition also we may use this particular geospatial technology. So here is in the randomly is we are collected a different as a water sample and we are analyzed. So then after is created the spatial distribution maps. So these spatial distribution maps is in each and every area we may not collect the water samples and we may not analyze. It is time taking process. So randomly is based on the area is we are going to be collect certain water samples and we may analyze. Is that analyzed data we may apply for that entire area. So as when we are applying to that entire area, then we are using the geospatial technology. As one tool is there, that is a spatial distribution map. So by that, okay, in this area is 30 samples we are collected. So then after as we are analyzed, that analyzed data we are applied to is this spatial distribution map. So by that we may understand how that entire area may contain is a water quality. So by this also we may take certain as a developmental activities in that particular is area. See here is the water quality also is we may show by using of this spatial distribution maps. Parameter wise here total dissolved solids, TDS, here hardness. So like that also we may is generate. And next one is air quality. Is air quality index, air quality distribution maps also we may generate by using of geospatial technology. Yes, initially as in the earlier slides we are discussed related to the water quality. So as initially in the certain known locations we are collected the data sets. As all these yellow spots are related to the air quality sampling locations. In all these locations is we need to collect the air samples. As those samples we may analyze. As the analyzed data is then we are applied for as a spatial distribution, spatial concentration. So by that we may understand is all the areas how they are contained the air quality. Is based on that also we may take the decisions. See here is the sample numbers also is here we are showing is by these as a samples and their analysis is by applying of spatial concentration, is by that we may understand how is the air quality over there throughout the is area. And is the data linkage is the samples we are collected is the sample where we are collected. So is nothing but the latitude and longitudinal value is a GPS, is a GPS location is very accurate positional information also we may add to that point. And the to that point is how many number of is water quality parameters or maybe air quality parameters we are is applied, is that all things also we may add whenever we are going to be place the cursor is under that cursor is whatever the is analyze the data over there that may appear. Is the simple example is whenever we are going to be observing the Google Earth, is wherever you place the cursor is behind the cursor the positional data is latitude longitudinal value 17 degree 30 minutes is 78 degree 20 minutes, like that it is showing. So that locational value, and behind that location whatever the data, whether the temple, the road, building, what is there, that all things how it is showing is the same way here also we are generated. Is it was generated nearly is 15 years back. So is like this type of is attribute data or the quality data also we may is added to is the particular is points. So next is the salt water is intrusion. So mostly in the along the coastal areas is how the coastal area is affecting is a normal land or the normal water bodies, is how they are going to be is affected with the is salt water, is by the high tides or maybe a backwater of is that particular is a high tidal area zones, or maybe is that particular season, especially in the rainy season, the backwater may come into the is the freshwater areas. So by that is the water bodies or the areas is become saline. Is by that is the cropland is going to be affected, and as well as the water bodies also going to be affected, and the aquatic life also going to be affected. So is these things also we may is analyze by using of geospatial technology. Here in that location it is a normal topographical map, nothing but from the topo sheet is we are generated the is a base map is in this boundary and the water bodies, transportation, water bodies, settlements, everything over there. And it is a through satellite image we are analyzing the is a land use land cover, where the water body, where the cropland, where the ocean, where the other built up land. So that how they are there is in that locality that we are generating. And then after is collecting of various water samples and analyzing of water samples is generating of spatial distribution maps is like this, is we are analyzing is how the salt water is affecting is that cropland or maybe is a built up area or technology. So is just to see for example, you can take in Andhra Pradesh itself, the Kolleru Lake is situated. So is the Kolleru Lake is between the Krishna and Godavari districts. So here I am trying to show you is the entire catchment area of the Kolleru Lake is which is situated in the is West Godavari and as well as in Krishna. So it is a transportational information is in and around of is a Kolleru Lake. Why I am calling here in and around is in his now the lake was occupied by the several stakeholders which are staying in and around of that particular lake. So by that is in middle of the lake also is the transportational facilities are developed, and it is a drainage system, nothing but is a watershed, is especially is a primary order, secondary order, tertiary order, or different streams lay how they are kind of interconnected with the this particular lake. And it is a drainage system, and is how the entire lake was changed is here I am trying to show you nearly 30 years variations from 1977 to 2010. So as the left side one is the satellite data. It is analyzed data, nothing but land use, land cover. So agriculture is 128 and the water body is 31.3. Is aquatic vegetation and aquaculture is 0. But whereas you are coming to is a 1990 is land use, land cover map, the aquaculture is 57 square kilometer of area. The same is 0 in 1977, and in 2000 year is the aquaculture is 158. In the 1990 is it was 57. Now is in the year is 2000 it was increased up to 158. Nearly half of the is lake area is covered with is aquaculture by the is human being activities. So is that these things also like this of studies also we may perform by using of remote sensing and digital image processing. And flood impacts due to land use, land cover. I mean due to improper land use, land cover practices by the human activities is in most of the cases the floods are happening in our surroundings. So the best example is Koleru. So just you see here is it is a 1990 satellite image, and the surrounding villages and mandals, and it is 2005 satellite image radar and the surrounding images. So when we are analyzing these two satellite images is in the different years. In the 1990 is how many districts or how many villages are affected. Is in the 2005 how many is villages are affected in each district. So like this way is we may is analyze, and based on the flood impacts is we may categorize the surrounding areas as into different levels. Is here we are categorized into 6 categories. Is one is a very highly prone, moderate, is prone to flooding, short duration, unaffected areas. So just you see here, so around the as a Koleru Lake is a different color changes also we are given. So based on this we may as understand is how many number of villages are highly prone. So here you see is the blue color is highly prone to floods, is especially in the rainy season, is in the heavy monsoon timings. Is most of these areas are highly prone. Is I mean nearly is 3 to 6 months of duration they are under floods. Is the rest of the areas are maybe vary. I mean few are the brown color areas are is likely 1 month or 2 months. So like that is flood zones also is we are generated by using of geospatial technology. So as we discussed in the GIS, we may generate different buffer zones is the influence, area influence. So for the point locations or maybe line locations or maybe is area locations. So here the Koleru Lake is one area location. Is around this Koleru Lake is a different zones we are given. Is the light brown color is a 5 kilometer, and moderate is 10 kilometer, then light yellow one is 15 kilometer. So is most of the is flooded areas are is below 5 kilometer distance. So all these areas are is directly or indirectly are affected by the floods of Koleru. And the second thing is by all these land use, land cover classification studies and the change studies, and as well as the flood studies, is we may give certain type of mitigation measures to how to control the floods or how to overcome from the is flood inundation areas. So here I am trying to show you certain measures to control flooded areas or maybe flood prone areas. Is a few of the areas just you see here. Here I given certain the symbols. So is in these symbol areas is we need to improve the as certain cross drainage areas, roads, or weed removal, or maybe widening of the channels, or maybe culverts. So by that, certain areas we may control the. Also, we may suggest by using of geospatial technology. And the next one is suitable site for the solid waste disposal. Is in the present days, in most of the countries, most of the cities are facing whenever we are going to be disposed solid waste, we need to take some precautionary measures. Is there we need to as air quality, water quality, surface water, and as well as underground water table and wasteland. So as certain parameters over there. So these parameters are very much important. These hello. May I audible?
No, sir.
Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, sir, it is audible. It is visible.
Oh, okay. So, here, whatever the map I am showing you is that is related to the Hyderabad. So, nearly is the 50 kilometers of radius area we are taken into the consideration, and within that 50 kilometers of area is how the area was there. I mean, where the cultivable land, where the forest land, where the water bodies, where the wasteland over there is, which is for waste disposal. So for that we are done some land use land cover maps. So and some drainage map and geomorphology and site suitability. So here is we are given some suitable places is around the Hyderabad. The red color one is the Hyderabad area, is a built up area. So surrounding of Hyderabad is a different areas analyzed, and different locations also given for the solid waste disposal. Is the green color one is good, and the pink color one is a moderate. So is a light orange color is poor. So based on the is a soil phenomena and water surface groundwater phenomena, geomorphology. So different things we need to take into the consideration. By that is we may generate this type of maps. So by this we may take decisions very easily. So as geospatial technology is may helpful for as like this type of studies also. The next one is optimal route. Okay, whenever we are transporting the solid waste is from residential or commercial zone to is out of the city or out of the town for the disposal site. So is there whichever the route is suitable. So that also we may is analyzed by using of geospatial technology. So is initially we need to take that entire buffer zone, the same 50 kilometer buffer zone, and then after is what are the is a national highways, state highways, major road, double roads, single roads, and whichever the road is having more traffic, whichever the traffic is whichever the road is traffic free. So that all the things we need to consider. Based on that is we are is suggesting a certain shortest route and the disposal sites. Just you see here the three dumping sites over there. There's to reach these three dumping sites, whichever the route is shortest. So that also is we may is analyzed by using of geospatial technology. So it is a center of Hyderabad. From here is it is a shortest and traffic free is route. So by this is we may transport all the solid waste into the is different locations. So it also is we may generated by using of geospatial technology. See here is the shortest ways and locations and environmental changes, how the areas, especially the coastal areas, are affecting. This here, the Kakinada area is, the mangrove forest over there. So there, how the mangrove forest or the surrounding features, especially the terrestrial features, how they are affecting by the high tidal variations, or maybe removal of mangrove forest. So that all things also we may study by using of geospatial technology. So whenever we are going to do all these surveys physically, it takes lots of time. So when we are adopting a remote sensing technology, so in this we may analyze very easily how the features are there, how they are affecting, and as well as we may collect the previous, during, and even we may predict the future scenario of that area also. So as here you see, the left one is 1989 imagery, the right one is 1999 imagery. Is nearly a decade of time variation is there between these two images. Just you see here is the simple assumption. See here is along the cursor. So here it is a terrestrial zone and it is a mangrove forest area. So between this is a very little bit water prone area over there. But here you see is the mangrove forest was decreased and water prone area was increased. And here is the coastal water, especially the oceanic water is entering in this particular streams and rivers. So by that entire area is become saline. So the saline conditions may not be gives good growth to the plantation or any other purposes. So like this studies also we may perform by using of the geomatics. Just you see here is it is a 1989 imagery and it is land cover classified image. So different classes over there. So here see here is the brown color one is a mangrove forest, and the green color one is vegetation is related to the the particular the forest, or maybe is a man-made forest, is different things. And is the yellow color, it is nothing but the clouds. Clouds is nothing but is there that area is not clear to assess. So those things we are given in the as a clouds. And 1999 you see here. So the first one, just you whatever the things we are discussed just now, just you see aquaculture and water prone area, and just you see here. So is this area is completely changed into the aquaculture, is by the removal, by the decreasing of the forest land. So by upsetting of the water bodies. So as like this way is that area is going to be as effect, and how the aquaculture scenario is changing by year to year or decade. So how they are influencing the other environmental factors also is we may understand. And next, by using of geospatial technology, we may analyze the forest fires and fire risk zone areas also we may assess. So it is related to the a Guntur area. In the Guntur area is Guntur circle. As in the Guntur circle is the forest zone, and different is prone areas. These are the dotted areas are related to the fire prone areas, and by the regular movement of human being, or maybe transportational activities. By that, these are the under prone. So by that we need to take certain measures to arrest the forest fires in those localities. And we may do decision support system for mandal level or village level. For this also we may do we may utilize geospatial technology. So it is also 5 years back in our department itself we are developed. So query based is how we are interlinking geospatial technology with the other softwares like Arc Engine, or maybe you take .NET, Java. So is when we are interlinking those things, then we may get as a query based data is the population, or maybe agricultural land, or maybe forest land, water bodies. So the transportational facilities, built up area is that all how the built up area was changed. 10 acres to 20 acres, 100 houses to 2,000 houses. So how year to year is when we are going to incorporate the analyzed data into these particular sites, is automatically is the data also may available. So like this way we may do is a decision support system and village level planning. So here I am trying to show you is a Prakasham district village level planning system through geospatial technology image related to the is a Prakasham district, and these are the different villages in each mandal. So the transportational facilities in the district wise, and drainage system, and classification of the land use land cover. So as in the different areas, how the land use and the land cover practices. Land use is nothing but the land which is used by the human being for various purposes, as developmental purposes. So that comes under the land use. The land cover is nothing but the natural phenomena of the land. So without intervention of the human being, how the land was there. So that is land cover. Just you can take as the forest land or water body. That all things may come under the as a land cover. As a built up area, transportation, so or maybe says as a commercial area, industrial area, that all the things may come under the as a land use practices. Even the cultivable land also may come under the land use practices. So as these are the things also as we may as analyze. Just you see here as in the Prakasham district, it is one mandal is in that mandal is again is up to village level. So in the village level is we may generate parcel map. Parcel map is nothing but survey numbers. So is in that survey number is how many sub survey numbers over there, is who is the owner for that, and as well as in that is whether the forest land or maybe agricultural land over there, or maybe built up land over there, or maybe transportational facilities over there. So that all the things we may generate by using of is a GPS. So for each household information also is from each and every house is we are collected the GPS points. Is for those GPS points is the house related information, is whether what type of house, whether it is RCC or maybe is and what type of house over there, how many number of people are living, is how many children over there, is how many job holders over there. So is that all the things also is we may incorporate to that particular is a GPS locations. So when we are going to be place the cursor, okay, it is available in the website itself. Village Information System Prakasham district. So that portal is there. Is even you may search that one. So is like that is the geospatial technology we may use for the as a developmental purpose. So when we have this entire data with us, so without going to field, without going to that village, so where what type of the features over there is what type of the developmental activities we need to take up. So that all the things we may take by sitting in the is office itself. So like this, and next one is site suitability. Is it is another project, is a watershed map and the land cover, geomorphology, soil map. Is based on the soil conditions also is we may give certain information to the farmers. Is in this particular type of soils we need to generate or we need to cultivate some of the crops. So most of the farmers they are not much aware about what type of the crops they are going to be cultivated in their locality. So it depends on the soil fertility. Is we may incorporate that data into the satellite image. So by that we may give certain indications to the is the farmers, is what are the crops they are going to be cultivated in their locality. So it is, I mean, whichever the area is suitable for the is irrigation. And utility map, it is related to Hyderabad. So now, whenever we are moving to any city or town or tourist places, then we are depending on the different websites. As in the website itself, there we are having different type of the pictures or maybe transportational related information, road information, rail information, or maybe airways. So and locations, that all the things also is we may generate is by using of geospatial technology. Is the public utility map is hospitals. So that all things also we may generate by using of geospatial technology. And the next thing is the impact studies, even environmental impact studies, or maybe watershed impact studies, or maybe any area development impact studies also is we may analyze by using of geospatial technology. Here one example is watershed. So in any area, if you are going to be develop any rockfill dams, RFDs, check dams, or any other and water preserving areas. So by that, how the surrounding areas are going to be developed as in view of built up, or in view of agriculture, in view of aquaculture, or any other purpose. So that type of the impact studies also is we may perform by using of geospatial technology by acquiring of different time series of data sets. Just you see here in the 1997 and 2001. So when we are going to be analyze these two data sets, is by that we may understand how the area is changing by the watershed development. In 1997, as you see here, so most of the brown color is the wasteland. Just you see is the right side one, 2001 year, is the wasteland is very less than the cropland. So the cropland is less than the wasteland in the 1997. In the 2001, the cropland was increased enormously than the wasteland. The wasteland is become as a cropland. So this type of things also we may do by using of geospatial technology. So these are the comparative studies. Is next water resource applications like this, and micro watersheds. So how their impact levels over there is, how the area development was there by the geospatial technology. And the next one is landslides. So the landslides also we may assess by using of geospatial technology. So based as counter elevations, based on the soil phenomena, is all these things taking into consideration, is we may assess how much of area is prone to landslides. So by that we may take certain precautions. It was done 10 years back in our department itself. See here is how the area is. These are the areas are prone to landslides. So is based on, initially based on the soil structure and their strength, and as well as the slope phenomena, is we may assess which of the areas are prone to this landslides. So by that we are going to take certain precautionary measures. As along these areas we need to construct certain walls or maybe counter trenches. By that is we may arrest that prone areas. Is the flood areas, is how a 3D visualization. So by this we may clearly understand is how the area is flood prone. So here we may clearly assume by the 3D visualization is this map also prepared in the in our geospatial technology. So through remote sensing and softwares. So as is a decisions related to the flood prone areas, and as well as we may take certain precautionary measures or maybe control measures related to the floods. Just you see here is in the 2004 time how the area was there is in the 18th December. In the 28th December is how these areas were affected with the floods. So like way we may assess by using of geospatial technology. So it is a part of Chennai every year the Chennai is prone to floods, as it is in the 2004 is 12th January how the area was, and in the different things we generate by using of geospatial technology and utility maps and transportation. So someone is doing okay. Is transportational facilities also we may generate. We may develop certain new transport facilities, new ways is the sites of the transport areas is how the built up area is going to be developed. So as the future scenario, urban sprawls is that all the things also and emergency responses. So just like 108 EMRI is there now. So how we are going to be respond towards the emergency is the nearby whichever the 108 vehicle is there is how we are going to be contact. So that all the things also is we may visualize in each and every vehicle is we may install one GPS tracker. So by that each and every vehicle where they are is we may understand. So when we are getting any information, then is we may give the call to that particular nearby is 108 vehicle. By that they may reach very easily to that particular location and they may save the lives. So next land use land cover. So it is a topo sheet map, and it is a base map, and the satellite image is on a satellite image. Land use land cover analyzed map. It is another year satellite image analyzed map. So like this, how what are the changes are there but the settlement, and the same thing the red color issue observe here. So throughout the area it is related to the Pune. So how that built up area, the yellow color is agricultural land. So how the agricultural land was changed to a built up land. Yes, you see so like this way is that entire area was changed to, the agricultural area is changed to is a built up area. So how the features are changing, agriculture to built up area, built up to agriculture, or maybe forest land, or how these are the changes over there. Is that all things also we may is analyze, estimate by using of GST. So it is one other thing, and apart from civil environmental is the geospatial technology we may use for the other purpose that is related to police stations, crime ratios, all those things. Is this thing also is we may use. So as I hope I given different applications related to the geospatial technology. Am I audible? Please respond.
Yeah, sir, you are audible, sir.
Satish sir?
Yeah, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, sir. So, okay. I hope I covered most of the applications related to the remote sensing GA.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Good, good.
Yeah, sir. Sir, am I audible? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir,
You are
I'm glad-
audible.
Yeah, sir. I'm glad that today's session was helpful to all of you. If there is anything specific you'd like to express, any questions or anything, you can ask, sir. Sir, if you have any queries, please can you unmute and express any questions?
I hope everyone was very familiar to this technology and they are very clear about this subject, right?
Yeah, sir. Yeah. I think there is no query, sir. Very
Okay.
informative session. There are a lot of positives in chat box too.
Okay. I mean, due to some, internet issues, so many times I face different issues. So sorry for that.
Sir, can I ask one question, sir? Is it audible? Hello?
Yeah,
Shall
sir.
we
You are
close
audible.
this?
Hello?
Please.
Sir, how far we can use this GIS and remote sensing to solve the real-time problem like traffic jams? In transportation, we are facing a lot of traffic jams at many places. So how far this GIS and remote sensing can be applied there and then solve such problems?
Okay, sir. Is initially we need to collect. I mean that a local phenomena is what are the road structures over there. That is the first thing, and the
Okay,
second
sir.
thing is the surrounding population, and the third thing is vehicular momentum. So
Yeah.
these three things we need to take, and then after based on this and the time scenario and at what time is the more traffic is there in that location. So these three things we need to collect. Based on that, we are giving some suggestions. I mean alternate routes we are suggesting, or maybe widening of the is that particular road. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Some interruptions are there. Yeah.
So these are the four basic things we need to collect from that locality, and the same thing we may connect to the is either Google Earth or maybe satellite image. So by that we may understand. I mean, we, lively we may give issue based solves.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. எங்கப்பா வா
Okay, sir. Shall we close the session, Satish sir?
Yeah, sir.
Sir, it's okay, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. Vamshi, sir, thank you so much for your valuable
Okay,
session.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much for inviting me for in this prestigious FDP program.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All the best, all the participants.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we'll post the feedback form in the chat box and also to your WhatsApp also. And tomorrow 11:30 we'll start the session, tomorrow's session. Just half an hour delay because of some technical issues. Okay. We'll share the session link to your respective mail IDs and WhatsApp too. Thank you. You can leave. Thank you.
Okay. I gone to chat box. Definitely, I will give you some suggestions related to your questions or any in future also. Please mail me your queries or any related information is dr.vamshivkreddy dr.vamshi@gmail.com. So, do you have any queries in future? Please raise me. So by that I will respond. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you all participants. Tomorrow the session will be a little bit half an hour is dragging. No, by 11:30 sharp. Tomorrow the session will start, sir. Thank you all.